Welcome to All-HealingShorts. Tonight you are invited to settle into a place of comfort and calm. Allow your body to become heavy and relaxed. Let your breathing slow naturally. There is nowhere to go, nothing to accomplish, nothing expected of you. Only this gentle journey that unfolds one peaceful moment at a time. As you listen, imagine yourself standing beneath a sky filled with countless stars. The night is quiet. The air is cool and pleasant. Far away beyond rolling hills and silver meadows, a train whistle sounds softly through the darkness. Not loud, not urgent. Just a gentle call drifting across the sleeping world. You follow the sound along a winding path lined with lanterns. Each lantern glows with warm golden light. The path feels familiar somehow, even though you have never walked it before. The lanterns sway gently in the evening breeze. Above them, stars shimmer like tiny diamonds scattered across dark velvet. The path slowly leads you toward a small railway station. It is unlike any station you have ever seen. No crowds, no rushing passengers, no flashing signs. Only a beautiful old platform illuminated by lantern light. Flower boxes overflow with lavender blossoms. A wooden bench sits beneath a flowering tree. The scent of lavender and fresh night air drifts around you. A station clock quietly ticks. Its hands move slowly, peacefully, as though time itself has chosen to rest. Soon you notice the train waiting beside the platform. It gleams beneath the moonlight, silver and deep blue. Its windows glow with warm golden light. The train seems almost alive, not in a magical or mysterious way, but in the comforting way that an old friend feels alive when they smile upon seeing you. Steam rises softly into the night sky. The engine hums with a gentle rhythm. You feel welcomed, expected, as though this train has been patiently waiting for your arrival. A conductor steps onto the platform. He wears a neat navy blue coat and a warm smile. His eyes are kind, his movements are unhurried. He tips his hat politely. "Good evening," he says. His voice is calm and soothing. "Welcome aboard the Starlight Express." The name feels perfect. You look again at the train. Moonlight reflects from its polished surface. Stars shimmer across its windows. The conductor offers you a ticket. The paper feels smooth and warm. Printed across the top are simple words: destination, Starlight Valley departure time. Whenever you are ready, you smile. The conductor smiles as well. "There is no hurry here," he says. "The journey begins when you are comfortable." You step onto the train. The interior feels wonderfully cozy. Soft golden lamps illuminate polished wooden walls. Comfortable seats line the windows. Warm blankets are folded neatly nearby. Small tables hold fresh flowers. Everything feels peaceful. Everything feels welcoming. You choose a seat beside a large window. Outside, the station glows quietly beneath the stars. Inside, the train feels warm and safe. A gentle bell sounds somewhere near the front. The conductor walks slowly through the carriage. "All aboard," the words arrive like a whisper. Moments later, the train begins to move. Slowly, smoothly, almost silently. The platform drifts away. The lanterns become distant points of light. The station clock fades into the darkness. Ahead, moonlit fields stretch endlessly beneath the stars. The train glides forward. Its wheels create a soft rhythm against the tracks. a slow and comforting rhythm, steady, gentle, relaxing. You settle deeper into your seat. The warmth of the carriage surrounds you. Outside, silver grass sways beneath moonlight. Rolling hills pass quietly by. The stars seem brighter here than anywhere else. As the Starlight Express continues its peaceful journey into the night, you watch the world drift gently past your window. And with every mile traveled, your thoughts begin to grow a little quieter, a little softer, a little lighter. The journey to Starlight Valley has begun. The gentle rhythm of the train continues beneath you. Click, clack, click, clack. The sound is soft and steady, blending perfectly with the peaceful movement of the Starlight Express. Outside your window, the moonlit landscape unfolds like pages from a storybook. Silver fields stretch across the countryside. Tall grasses sway lazily in the night breeze. Small streams sparkle beneath the stars like ribbons of liquid glass. You rest comfortably in your seat and watch the scenery drift by. There's something deeply relaxing about traveling at night. The world feels quieter, slower, more peaceful. The train follows a gentle curve through rolling hills. As it does, you notice tiny lights scattered across the distant landscape. At first, they seem like stars that have somehow settled upon the earth. But as the train draws closer, you realize they belong to a small village. The houses are nestled among fields of lavender. Warm lanterns glow in every window. Smoke rises softly from stone chimneys. Everything looks calm and welcoming. The train slows slightly as it passes. You glimpse quiet gardens, flower-covered fences, a cat sleeping on a porch beneath a lantern. A baker placing fresh loaves of bread onto a cooling rack inside a warmly lit shop. No one appears rushed. No one seems worried. The entire village feels wrapped in a blanket of peaceful contentment. Soon the village begins to fade behind you. The train continues onward. The wheels maintain their soothing rhythm. The carriage remains warm and comfortable. Nearby, a small table holds a steaming cup of tea. You do not remember seeing it before. Yet somehow it feels as though it has always been there. The fragrant aroma drifts upward. Chamomile, honey, a hint of vanilla. You wrap your hands around the warm cup. Its gentle heat feels comforting. Outside, the landscape slowly changes. The rolling fields give way to a vast meadow covered in white wildflowers. Moonlight dances across countless blossoms. The flowers stretch as far as you can see. Their pale petals glow softly beneath the night sky. The sight is breathtaking, yet also wonderfully calming. The train glides silently through the center of the meadow. For several peaceful minutes, there is nothing to do except watch the flowers drift past. White blossoms, silver moonlight, dark blue sky, the same peaceful colors repeating again and again. Your breathing naturally begins to slow. In and out, in and out. The train seems to breathe with you. The entire journey feels perfectly unhurried. Far ahead, you notice a small station appearing beside the tracks. Its lanterns glow softly among flowering trees. The train gradually slows, not because anyone is rushing to leave, not because anyone is waiting impatiently, simply because this is one of the many peaceful stops along the route to Starlight Valley. The sign beside the platform reads, Moonflower Crossing. The name feels perfectly suited to the station. Moonflowers bloom everywhere. Their white petals shimmer beneath the stars. The station itself is small and charming. A wooden shelter protects a pair of benches. Flower baskets hang from the roof. A fountain quietly trickles nearby. The train pauses for a few moments. You remain comfortably seated by the window. Outside, an elderly woman tends a garden beside the platform. She waters rows of moonflowers with calm and patient movements. When she notices the train, she smiles, not because she is surprised to see it, but because she is happy to greet another traveler on their journey. She waves gently. You find yourself smiling in return. The conductor steps onto the platform. He exchanges a few friendly words with the gardener. Neither appears hurried. Neither raises their voice. Their conversation seems as peaceful as the night itself. Soon the conductor returns aboard. The train bell rings softly. Once, then again. The Starlight Express begins moving forward once more. Moonflower Crossing slowly drifts behind. Its lanterns become tiny points of golden light. Then they disappear entirely. The countryside opens once again. The stars overhead appear brighter than ever. You lean back comfortably. The soft cushions support you perfectly. The warm tea remains beside you. The carriage lights glow gently. Outside, the moon climbs higher into the sky. Its silver light washes across rivers, hills, and distant forests. Eventually, the train reaches a long bridge. It stretches across a beautiful lake. The water below is perfectly still, so still that it reflects the entire sky. Stars above, stars below, moon above, moon below. For a moment, it feels as though the train is floating through space itself, gliding between two endless skies. The sight is peaceful beyond words. The train moves slowly across the bridge. Its reflection drifts alongside it upon the mirror-like water. Everything feels calm. The Starlight Express leaves the great mirror lake behind. Its calm waters slowly fade into the distance until they become only a memory beneath the moonlit sky. The train continues forward at its gentle pace. Click, clack, click, clack. The familiar rhythm accompanies you like a peaceful lullaby. Inside the carriage, everything remains warm and comfortable. The soft lamps glow quietly. The polished wooden walls reflect golden light. Your seat feels even more welcoming now, as though the train itself knows exactly how to help travelers relax. Outside the window, the landscape begins to change once again. The open meadows gradually give way to a broad valley. Tall silver grass waves softly beneath the moonlight. Clusters of willow trees stand beside winding streams. Their long branches sway gently in the night breeze. The stars above seem brighter than ever. Some shine with a pale silver glow. Others sparkle with hints of blue and gold. The night feels endless, not in a lonely way, but in the comforting way that a peaceful dream can seem endless. The train rounds another curve. Ahead, you notice a beautiful glow spreading across the valley. Hundreds of tiny lights float in the darkness. At first, they resemble stars, but these stars are much closer. They drift slowly above the ground. moving gracefully through the air. The conductor appears beside your seat. His warm smile remains unchanged. "We are approaching Lantern River," he says softly, "one of the most peaceful places along the route." You look ahead again. The floating lights become clearer. Lanterns, hundreds of them, perhaps thousands, drifting gently above a winding river. The sight is breathtaking, yet wonderfully calming. Soon the train slows as it approaches a small station beside the water. The sign reads, "Lantern River Crossing." The platform is illuminated by dozens of floating lanterns. They hover gently above flower gardens and stone pathways. Their golden light reflects across the water below. The train comes to a smooth stop. For a few moments you simply watch. The river flows slowly through the valley, its surface glimmers beneath the lantern light. The floating lanterns move with the breeze, drifting here and there like glowing leaves carried by an invisible stream. Nearby villagers stroll peacefully along the river bank. Some sit quietly on benches. Others watch the lanterns with gentle smiles. No one appears hurried. No one seems concerned about time. Everyone simply enjoys the beauty of the evening. A small group gathers beside a wooden bridge. They release lanterns one at a time. Each lantern rises slowly into the night sky, higher and higher, joining countless others already floating above the valley. The sight fills the air with a feeling of peace. You notice a young lantern maker sitting near the station. She carefully places tiny candles inside paper lanterns. Her movements are slow and thoughtful. Each lantern is decorated with simple patterns: stars, moonflowers, clouds, gentle waves. When a lantern is finished, she sets it free. It rises gracefully into the air, drifting upward to join the others. The conductor watches quietly. Then he speaks. Every lantern carries a peaceful thought. His voice is barely louder than the breeze. Some carry gratitude. Some carry happy memories. Some simply carry wishes for a restful night. You continue watching the glowing lights. There is something deeply comforting about their slow movement. Nothing rushes. Nothing pushes forward. Everything unfolds naturally. The river reflects every lantern. The sky welcomes every lantern. The valley glows with warm golden light. Soon the train bell sounds softly. The time has come to continue the journey. The villagers wave as the Starlight Express begins moving once again. The lantern maker smiles. The floating lights drift peacefully overhead. The river continues its quiet path through the valley. Slowly, Lantern River Crossing begins to disappear behind you, yet its peaceful glow remains visible for a long time. Even after the station is gone, even after the bridge fades from view, the lanterns continue floating across the distant sky, tiny golden stars moving through the darkness. You settle comfortably into your seat. The train gradually picks up speed, still gentle, still smooth, still perfectly relaxing. Outside the window, forests begin to appear. Tall pine trees stretch toward the stars. Their silhouettes create dark patterns against the moonlit sky. The scent of cedar drifts faintly through an open window. Fresh, clean, comforting. The forest seems to welcome the train. Moonlight filters through the branches. Silver beams illuminate patches of moss and wildflowers below. Every so often you glimpse a woodland cabin nestled among the trees. Warm light shines from its windows. Smoke rises peacefully from stone chimneys. The Starlight Express continues deeper into the moonlit forest, carrying you farther from the busy world and closer to the peaceful heart of Starlight Valley. Outside the window, towering pine trees stretch endlessly across the landscape. Their branches sway gently beneath the silver glow of the moon, creating shifting patterns of light and shadow upon the forest floor. Every now and then a small clearing appears among the trees, revealing patches of wildflowers that seem to shimmer beneath the starlight before quietly disappearing behind the train. The steady rhythm of the wheels remains constant, soothing and familiar. The carriage feels warm and inviting. Soft golden lamps illuminate the polished wooden walls, and the gentle hum of the engine blends perfectly with the quiet sounds of the journey. You settle deeper into your seat, watching the peaceful scenery drift by. As the train gradually leaves the forest behind, the landscape begins to open. Rolling hills emerge beneath the night sky, their gentle slopes glowing silver beneath the moonlight. Far beyond them, majestic mountains rise along the horizon. Their peaks seem to touch the stars themselves. Wisps of cloud drift lazily around their upper slopes, reflecting the moonlight like soft ribbons of silver silk. The train follows a winding route through the hills, slowly climbing toward the mountains. Along the way, narrow rivers sparkle through the valleys below. Small waterfalls cascade down distant cliffs, their white streams glowing faintly in the darkness. Everything feels calm and timeless, as though the entire landscape exists in a peaceful dream. After a while, a warm glow appears ahead. At first, it seems like another cluster of lanterns, but as the train approaches, you realize it is an entire village nestled high among the mountain slopes. Dozens of golden lights shine from windows and pathways. Lanterns hang from wooden posts, casting warm pools of light across stone streets. Above the village stands a large white observatory, its round dome reflecting the moonlight. The conductor walks quietly through the carriage and pauses beside your seat. "Starwatch Village," he says with a gentle smile, "a favorite stop for many travelers." The train begins to slow. As it approaches the station, you can see flower gardens blooming between stone cottages. Small pathways wind up the hillside toward the observatory. Several villagers sit peacefully on blankets spread across the grass, gazing upward at the stars. When the train comes to a stop, the entire village seems wrapped in a blanket of stillness. There are no crowds, no noise. Only the quiet beauty of the mountains and the endless sky above. Near the observatory, an elderly astronomer stands beside a large telescope. His silver hair moves gently in the breeze. Though many people are gathered nearby, no one speaks loudly. Instead, they sit quietly, watching the stars as though listening to a familiar song. The observatory dome slowly opens, revealing an even wider view of the heavens. Thousands of stars fill the sky. Some shine brightly. Others appear as tiny distant sparks of light. Together they create a magnificent river of stars stretching from one horizon to the other. You find yourself staring upward as well. The longer you look, the more peaceful the sky becomes. There's no need to understand every star, no need to know every constellation. Simply watching is enough. The villagers seem to understand this. Some sit quietly with cups of tea. Others rest comfortably beneath blankets. Everyone appears content, simply sharing the beauty of the night. As the minutes pass, a gentle breeze drifts through the village, carrying the scent of pine trees and mountain flowers. Lanterns sway softly along the pathways. Somewhere nearby, a small fountain trickles peacefully beside a garden. The astronomer slowly points toward a group of stars shining high above the mountains. His voice remains soft and calm as he shares a story passed down through generations. He speaks of travelers who followed starlight across distant valleys, of quiet journeys beneath endless skies, and of peaceful nights spent watching the heavens from mountain peaks. His words blend naturally with the stillness around him, becoming part of the atmosphere itself. Eventually, the station bell rings softly. The sound is gentle and unhurried. The Starlight Express is ready to continue its journey. The villagers offer friendly waves as passengers settle back into their seats. The observatory remains illuminated beneath the stars. Lanterns continue glowing along the pathways. The mountains stand quietly in the distance, watching over everything below. As the train slowly begins moving once more, Starwatch Village gradually fades behind you. Its lights become smaller and smaller until they resemble stars scattered across the mountainside. Soon they blend completely into the night. The lights of Starwatch Village slowly disappear behind the train, becoming tiny golden points scattered across the mountainside. Before long, even those distant lights fade into the darkness, leaving only the glow of the moon and the endless field of stars above. The Starlight Express continues its climb through the highlands, moving smoothly along tracks that wind gently between ancient peaks. Inside the carriage, everything feels wonderfully calm. The warm lamps cast a soft golden glow across the polished wood. The quiet hum of the engine blends with the steady rhythm of the wheels. Wrapped in comfort, you watch the mountain landscape unfold beyond the window. The air outside appears crisp and fresh. Moonlight paints the rocky slopes in shades of silver and blue. Here and there, clusters of pine trees cling to the mountainsides, their dark shapes standing peacefully against the glowing sky. Far below, rivers weave through distant valleys like ribbons of liquid silver. As the train rounds another curve, a new sight appears ahead. Nestled within a broad mountain basin lies a valley unlike any you have seen before. Thousands of lavender flowers blanket the landscape from one end of the valley to the other. Even beneath the moonlight, their soft purple color remains visible, creating a gentle sea of lavender stretching toward the horizon. A sweet fragrance seems almost to reach the train itself. The conductor passes quietly through the carriage and smiles. "Lavender Valley," he says softly, "one of the most peaceful places on the journey." The train gradually slows as it descends into the valley. The tracks pass between fields of blooming lavender that sway gently in the night breeze. Small stone cottages appear among the flowers, their windows glowing warmly beneath the stars. Lanterns hang beside wooden doors, casting pools of golden light across winding pathways. Soon the station comes into view. Lavender Valley Station is small and welcoming. Flower-covered trellises frame the platform. Wooden benches sit beneath climbing vines. Nearby, a narrow stream flows quietly through the valley, reflecting moonlight and lantern glow upon its surface. The train comes to a smooth stop. Everything feels remarkably peaceful. Several villagers stroll through the lavender fields carrying lanterns. Others sit beside the stream, enjoying the cool evening air. Some simply rest on blankets beneath the stars, listening to the gentle sounds of the valley. Not far from the station stands a charming tea house. Warm light spills from its windows. Flower baskets decorate the porch, and the scent of herbal tea drifts softly through the air. A woman stands outside arranging bundles of freshly harvested lavender. Her movements are slow and unhurried. She pauses occasionally to admire the stars before returning to her work. The entire valley seems dedicated to calmness, dedicated to rest, dedicated to simple moments of quiet beauty. You remain by the window, watching the peaceful scene unfold. The breeze moves through the lavender fields like waves moving across the sea. Row after row of flowers bend gently and then return upright. The motion repeats again and again, creating a soothing rhythm that mirrors the gentle rhythm of your breathing. Nearby, a small group gathers around a stone fountain. They speak softly, sharing warm drinks and quiet conversation. Their laughter is gentle and relaxed, blending naturally with the sounds of flowing water and rustling flowers. The station bell rings once, softly, peacefully. Soon the Starlight Express begins moving again. The lavender fields slowly drift past your window. The tea house grows smaller in the distance. The lanterns become tiny golden sparks scattered throughout the valley. For a long while, the fragrance of lavender seems to follow the train. The scent feels comforting, familiar, relaxing. The tracks continue through the center of the valley before gradually climbing once more toward the distant hills. Behind you, Lavender Valley remains glowing beneath the moonlight, peaceful and serene beneath the endless stars. As the journey continues, the landscape changes again. The lavender fields give way to rolling meadows covered with silver grass. Small ponds reflect the moon overhead. The sky appears larger here, stretching endlessly in every direction. The train glides onward through the quiet night. Its wheels continue their gentle song. The mountains watch silently from afar. The stars shine steadily above. And with every passing mile, your thoughts grow lighter, your breathing slower, and your body more relaxed. Far ahead, another warm glow appears upon the horizon. Another peaceful destination waiting somewhere beneath the stars. And the Starlight Express continues its calm and endless journey through the sleeping world. The Starlight Express leaves Lavender Valley behind, carrying with it the peaceful fragrance of flowers and the memory of moonlit fields swaying beneath the stars. For a long while, the valley remains visible through the window, its scattered lanterns glowing softly in the distance. Eventually, the landscape changes once more and the train enters a vast stretch of countryside unlike anywhere you have traveled before. The rolling meadows gradually give way to gentle hills covered in silver grass. Under the moonlight, the hills appear almost luminous, rising and falling like calm waves upon a frozen sea. Small ponds dot the landscape, each reflecting the stars so perfectly that it becomes difficult to tell where the sky ends and the earth begins. Inside the carriage, everything remains warm and quiet. The lamps glow softly above. The polished wood reflects golden light. The gentle movement of the train feels almost like the rocking of a cradle. You settle deeper into your seat and watch the peaceful world drift past. As the journey continues, you notice something unusual ahead. The horizon begins to glow, not with the warm light of lanterns or village windows, but with a soft silver radiance that spreads across the countryside like moonlight made visible. The glow becomes brighter as the train approaches, yet it never feels harsh. Instead, it feels calming and inviting. The conductor walks through the carriage and pauses nearby. His familiar smile appears once again. "Crystal River," he says quietly. "One of the most beloved stops on the journey." Soon the source of the glow comes into view. A magnificent river winds through the landscape, its waters shining like liquid silver beneath the stars. The river is so clear that every reflection appears perfectly sharp. The moon, the stars, and the surrounding hills all seem to float upon its surface. The train begins to slow. Following the river's edge, the tracks lead toward a small riverside station nestled among willow trees. Their long branches sway gently above the water, brushing the surface from time to time and creating soft ripples that spread across the glowing river. The station sign reads, "Crystal River Landing." Lanterns hang from wooden posts along the platform. Their reflections dance upon the water below. Nearby, several wooden boats rest quietly at a small dock. Each boat is decorated with tiny lanterns that cast warm golden circles across the river. The train comes to a smooth stop. The stillness here feels extraordinary. The river flows slowly and peacefully, producing only the faintest sound as it moves past the shoreline. Willow leaves rustle gently in the breeze. Somewhere nearby, a small wind chime sings softly among the trees. Several villagers gather near the dock. Some sit upon wooden benches watching the river. Others enjoy warm drinks while quietly admiring the stars reflected upon the water. No one appears rushed. No one seems concerned with time. The entire riverside feels devoted to calmness. A boatman stands beside one of the lantern-lit boats. His weathered hat shades his eyes, though his warm smile is easy to see. He carefully adjusts a lantern hanging from the bow before stepping back to admire its reflection. The sight is beautiful. The lantern glows above, its twin glows below. For a moment it becomes impossible to tell which is the reflection and which is real. The river transforms everything into something softer, something gentler, something dreamlike. A few travelers stroll along a riverside path lined with smooth stones and flowering bushes. Their footsteps are slow and relaxed. They pause occasionally to watch fish moving beneath the crystal clear water, or to admire the stars mirrored upon the river's surface. The longer you watch, the calmer you feel. The steady flow of the water seems to carry away every lingering thought, every worry, every distraction, leaving only stillness behind. Eventually, the station bell sounds softly. The Starlight Express prepares to continue its journey. The boats remain glowing beside the dock. The willow trees continue swaying in the breeze. The villagers offer friendly waves as the train slowly begins moving once more. Crystal River Landing gradually drifts behind. Yet the shining river remains beside the tracks for many miles. Its silver surface follows the train through the countryside, reflecting the stars above with perfect clarity. The wheels continue their soothing rhythm. The river continues its peaceful flow. And somewhere ahead, beyond the distant hills and beneath the endless sky, another beautiful destination waits along the path to Starlight Valley. The journey continues. Quietly, gently, beneath the silver glow of the stars, the silver waters of Crystal River slowly fade into the distance as the Starlight Express continues its gentle journey through the sleeping world. For many miles, the shining river follows beside the tracks, reflecting stars and moonlight upon its glass-like surface. Eventually, however, the river bends away toward distant hills, leaving the train to continue alone beneath the vast night sky. Inside the carriage, a peaceful silence settles around you. The warm glow of the lamps creates a comforting atmosphere, while the soft rhythm of the wheels continues its familiar song. Outside the window, the landscape becomes broader and more open. Rolling fields stretch endlessly beneath the stars, their grasses moving gently in the breeze like waves upon a quiet sea. The moon hangs high overhead now, brighter than before. Its silver light blankets the countryside, illuminating every hill and meadow with a calm, dreamlike glow. Small clusters of wildflowers appear beside the tracks, their pale blossoms shimmering beneath the night sky. As the train glides onward, you notice something unusual ahead. The horizon sparkles. At first, the lights appear to be stars resting upon the earth. Hundreds of tiny points of golden light twinkle across the landscape. But as the train draws closer, the lights begin to move. Slowly, gracefully, like drifting fireflies. The conductor appears beside your seat and follows your gaze toward the glowing horizon. A warm smile crosses his face. "Firefly Meadow," he says quietly. "One of the most magical places along the route." The train gradually slows. Before long, the source of the lights becomes clear. A vast meadow stretches across the valley, filled with thousands upon thousands of fireflies. Their tiny golden lights float above the grass like living stars. They drift lazily through the air, creating endless patterns of soft light across the landscape. The sight is breathtaking, yet wonderfully calming. The train arrives at a small station nestled beside the meadow. Lanterns illuminate the platform with a gentle amber glow. Flowering vines climb the station walls, and nearby benches invite travelers to sit and enjoy the peaceful view. The sign reads, "Firefly Meadow Station." The train comes to a smooth stop. Outside, the night feels especially quiet. The only movement comes from the drifting fireflies and the occasional breeze moving through the grass. Several villagers walk slowly along winding paths that cross the meadow. They carry small lanterns, though their lights seem almost unnecessary beside the countless glowing fireflies. Some people sit quietly on wooden benches. Others recline on blankets spread across the hillside, watching the tiny lights dance through the darkness. Near the station, a musician sits beneath an old oak tree. He plays a simple wooden flute. The melody is soft and gentle, barely louder than the wind. The notes drift peacefully through the meadow, blending perfectly with the calm atmosphere. No one gathers around him, no audience waits to applaud. He simply plays because the evening feels beautiful, and somehow that makes the music even more relaxing. The fireflies continue their slow dance, Some rise high above the meadow before drifting back toward the grass. Others float lazily among the flowers, creating tiny pools of golden light wherever they go. The longer you watch, the more peaceful everything becomes. The movement of the lights feels almost hypnotic, slow, gentle, endless. A young child sits beside her grandmother near the edge of the meadow. Together they watch the fireflies drift through the night. Occasionally they point toward a particularly bright one, sharing a quiet smile before returning their attention to the glowing landscape. Nothing here feels rushed, nothing feels important. The world seems content simply existing in this beautiful moment. Eventually the station bell rings softly. The sound blends naturally with the distant flute melody and the whispering grass. The Starlight Express prepares to continue its journey. Passengers settle comfortably into their seats. The villagers offer friendly waves. The musician continues playing as the train slowly begins moving once more. Firefly Meadow gradually drifts behind, yet the glowing lights remain visible for a long time. Thousands of tiny stars floating across the valley, slowly fading into the distance. Ahead, the countryside stretches beneath the moonlit sky. The wheels continue their soothing rhythm. The stars continue shining overhead. And as the Starlight Express glides onward through the peaceful darkness, carrying you ever closer to Starlight Valley, the night grows softer, quieter, and even more restful than before. The last of the fireflies slowly disappear behind the train, their tiny golden lights blending into the darkness until they become indistinguishable from the stars above. The meadow fades from view, but the calm feeling it left behind remains with you. The Starlight Express continues forward at its gentle pace, carrying you deeper into the peaceful world that unfolds beneath the moonlit sky. Outside the window, the landscape gradually changes once again. The open fields give way to rolling hills covered in soft silver grass. The moonlight rests upon every slope, creating a landscape that feels both familiar and dreamlike. Small streams weave through the valleys below, reflecting the stars like ribbon of light. The carriage remains warm and comfortable. The gentle sway of the train has become almost hypnotic now. The steady rhythm of the wheels blends perfectly with the quiet hum of the engine. Everything around you encourages rest. As the journey continues, the hills slowly begin to flatten. The tracks lead into a vast open plain stretching as far as the eye can see. Here the sky feels larger than ever. There are no mountains blocking the horizon, no forests interrupting the view. Only endless starlight above and peaceful countryside below. Far ahead, a warm glow appears. Unlike the scattered lights of a village, this glow forms a long ribbon of golden light stretching across the horizon. The conductor passes by and notices your curiosity. "Aurora Fields," he says softly. One of the quietest stops along the route. The train continues toward the distant glow. As it draws closer, you begin to understand what makes this place special. Thousands of lanterns stand throughout the fields. They are arranged among rows of flowering plants that sway gently in the breeze. Each lantern emits a soft golden light, creating rivers of illumination that flow across the countryside. The lanterns are not bright. Instead, they glow with a gentle warmth that feels comforting and peaceful. Soon the train slows. The station appears among the lantern-lit fields. Its wooden platform is decorated with flowers and climbing vines. Small lanterns hang from every post, casting soft circles of light upon the ground. Nearby pathways wind through the glowing fields, disappearing into the distance. The sign reads, Aurora Field Station. The train comes to a smooth stop. Outside, the night feels remarkably still. The lanterns stretch in every direction, their warm glow creating a sea of golden light beneath the stars. Gentle breezes move through the flowers, causing the lanterns to sway ever so slightly. Several villagers walk along the pathways carrying baskets of flowers. Others sit quietly beside the lanterns, enjoying the peaceful evening. A few rest on blankets spread across the fields, gazing upward at the sky. The atmosphere feels deeply relaxing, almost magical, yet wonderfully simple. Near the station, an elderly gardener tends a small patch of moonflowers growing among the lanterns. His movements are slow and careful. Every flower receives the same patient attention. Occasionally, he pauses to admire the stars before returning to his work. You watch as the lantern light dances across the flowers. Golden light, silver moonlight, soft shadows. Everything blends together perfectly. Far above, something extraordinary begins to appear. Faint ribbons of light shimmer across the sky. They move slowly, almost imperceptibly, creating gentle waves of color among the stars. Pale shades of silver, blue, and lavender drift across the heavens. The villagers barely react, as though this beautiful sight is simply another peaceful part of life here. The glowing sky reflects softly upon the lanterns below, creating a breathtaking harmony between earth and sky. The longer you watch, the calmer you feel. Your breathing slows naturally. The world seems quieter, softer, more peaceful. Eventually, the station bell rings. Its gentle sound drifts across the lantern fields. The Starlight Express prepares to depart once more. The villagers offer friendly waves. The gardener continues caring for his flowers. The lanterns glow steadily beneath the stars. As the train begins moving, Aurora Field slowly slips into the distance. Yet the sea of golden lights remains visible for many miles, stretching across the countryside like a warm blanket spread beneath the night sky. The wheels continue their familiar rhythm. The stars continue their silent journey overhead. And somewhere ahead, beyond the endless plains and beneath the silver moon, another peaceful destination waits along the path to Starlight Valley. The journey continues, gentle, quiet, and wonderfully calm.